We would like to suggest that before you begin the use of your new computer, you view this brief instructional video in its entirety. Imagine a world where access to all the information you need is simply through the touch of a button. Imagine a world where entertainment, art, and education are literally at your fingertips. Imagine a world where you can communicate and exchange all manner of information with the rest of that world simply by pointing your finger. You need not strain your imagination too much, for this new world is before you. Introducing the Atari 520ST computing system. From the mind of Atari comes a new world of computing. Welcome to the world of the Atari 520ST computing system. We say system because that is exactly what it is. A system made up of computer, monitor, and disk drive. Right now, it looks like just 3 cardboard boxes, one for each component. Be sure to follow the unpacking instructions found in your owner's manual, and most importantly, check to see that you have all the items listed inside. If you are missing any of these items, contact your local Atari computer retailer. It's a good idea to give yourself lots of space and keep the pieces of each component separate to avoid any confusion. Since you need 3 power outlets to set up your system, it would be a good idea if you had a power strip with at least 3 outlets. That way you will not have power cables stretched all over the place, and the system will be more convenient. Once you have done this, you are ready to hook up your system. It's a simple matter of following these 6 steps. 1. With the computer switched off, insert one end of the power adapter into the port marked Power, and the other end into a power outlet. 2. Insert the video cable that comes with both color and monochrome monitors into the back of your monitor, and the other end into the port marked Monitor on the back of your computer. You may also hook your home television to your computer with the use of an adapter like so. 3. Insert one end of the AC cord into the back of the monitor, and the other end into the power outlet. 4. Insert one end of your disk drive interface cable into the space marked In on the back of your disk drive, and plug the other end into the port marked Floppy disk on your computer. 5. With the disk drive switched off, plug one end of the power adapter into the port marked Power on the back of the disk drive, and the other end into a power outlet. Please note, keep your disk drive at least 12 inches away from your monitor, as the magnetic field emitted by a monitor could affect the information stored on disks. 6. Insert the end of your mouse cable into the mouse joystick port marked O on the side of your computer. With those 6 simple steps completed, insert the language disk into the drive. Now turn on your monitor, disk drive, and then your computer. You have reached the starting point for learning about your Atari 520ST computer system. But before you begin to experiment with your computer, let's take some time to learn how to operate and care for the system. Your monitor screen will look like this, with icons showing 2 floppy disks and a bin marked Trash. Across the top of your screen, you will see the words Desk, File, View, and Options. This is your GEM desktop. The GEM desktop is the starting place for learning about your 520ST computer system. The opening menu is the starting point for most of your work with the Atari 520ST computer. The menu bar is located along the top of the GEM desktop and has 4 headings: Desk, File, View, and Options. Each heading has its own menu. To access a menu from the heading bar, point at a heading and a menu will drop down. The desk menu contains items that you can access at most times, whether you are working from the GEM desktop or from within most programs. The desktop info option is the billboard for the GEM desktop, showing which program is loaded into the system and the copyright information. The VT52 emulator is a telecommunications program, allowing you to send and receive information through the modem port located on the back panel of your computer. The program is most often used when the computer is attached to a modem and a communications network through the telephone lines. The control panel is divided into 5 separate sections: clock calendar, keyboard response selector, mouse click response, audio feedback, key click bell, and palette control color selector. To set the clock or calendar, position the mouse pointer in the clock window, left window, or the calendar window, right window, and click the mouse button. The window will reverse shading, and you can enter the correct time or date directly from the ST keyboard. When you finish, click in the window again, and the clock and calendar will be set. Every key on the 520ST computer keyboard will repeat if you continue to hold it down. The keyboard response selector controls how soon the keys start repeating and how quickly they repeat. The upper slide controls how soon the keys start repeating after the key is held down. Moving the slider to the left makes the keys repeat sooner. The lower slider controls the repeat speed. Moving the slider to the left makes the keys repeat faster. To move the slider, select and drag the indicator to the desired position. This feature is very useful for adjusting the responsiveness of the cursor keys. In order to facilitate a more efficient method of opening disk icons, folders, and files, the operating system provides an alternative to the method shown later in this video. To open a disk icon, for example, point to the icon and double-click the left mouse button in rapid succession. If you do not double-click quickly enough, the computer will interpret the clicks as 2 separate single clicks. To make the double-click response time slower, click on the box closer to the resting mouse icon. To speed up the double-click speed, select one of the boxes nearer the running mouse icon. The 520ST computer has 2 types of audio feedback: a click after each keystroke and a bell after a system error. To activate or deactivate these audio features, click on the keytop icon or the bell icon on the control panel. A solid icon indicates that the function is active. A shaded icon indicates that it is disabled. The palette controls are only functional when you are using an Atari RGB color monitor. In low-resolution color display mode, the 520ST computer can display up to 16 colors at one time. The palette controls allow you to mix the 3 primary video colors, red, green, and blue, to make a palette of the colors you want. To select one of the 16 colors, click on one of the palette boxes along the bottom of the control panel. To modify that color, move the 3 sliders in the color control selection to the positions you desire. Each slider has 8 positions. Selecting a higher position increases the intensity of that color. To reset the setting on the control panel, click on the Cancel button. To exit the control panel, click on the Close box in the upper left-hand corner. The port labeled Modem on the back of the computer is an RS-232 serial port. This port is used most often to communicate from your computer through a modem to another computer. Select the Set RS-232 configuration option, and the following dialog box will be displayed. This dialog box lets you match the communication protocol of the host or receiving computer. Refer to the modem manual for specific information regarding baud rate, parity, duplex, etc. The Install Printer option lets you configure the ST for use with different types of printers. Refer to your printer manual to determine which parameters to choose. The File menu contains options that allow you to manipulate your files, manage your windows, create folders, and format disks. The Open option is used to begin a program or reveal the contents of a disk, a file, or a folder. To begin a file or open a file, select the program's icon, point to the Open option in the File menu, and click the left mouse button once. You can also select a folder icon with the Open option and display the contents of that folder in the current window. As mentioned earlier, an alternative to this method is to double-click the left mouse button. When you select an icon and select the Show Info option, information is displayed on the program, data file, or desktop item that the icon represents. The Show Info option identifies the disk, lets you label the disk, gives the number of folder items, and the number of bytes available. You can use this option to manage your files on a disk. Folders are collections of files you create to help you organize your files. When you turn on your system, there won't be any folders unless you have created and saved folders beforehand. You'll need to use the New Folder option to create them. With your floppy disk icon open, select the New Folder option, and this dialog box will be displayed. When you have given the new folder a name and clicked on the OK button, your New Folder's icon box will appear in the current window, the one that you're working in. To put your files into the folder, simply drag them into the new folder. When the folder icon is shaded, release the left mouse button, follow the prompts on the dialog box, and the file will be copied into the folder. If you have a window on your screen that you don't want displayed, there are three ways of closing it. Select either the Close or the Close window from the File menu, or you can click on the Windows Close box. The Close option will close only the active window, and if a folder is open within the window, then only the folder will close. To close a window with folders that are open, select the Close Window option. The surface of a floppy disk is similar to a record. The information that you store on a disk is recorded in circular patterns. Unlike a record, however, the patterns are not in place when you buy the disk. You must put them onto the disk before you can use it. The process of preparing a disk to accept data is called formatting. To format a disk, select a floppy disk icon to be formatted, then select the Format option from the File menu, and the first format box will be displayed. Insert a blank disk into your disk drive. Click on the OK button, and the dialog box will be displayed. To name the disk, type the name using the ST computer keyboard. Use the backspace key to delete any errors. If you are using the Atari SF354 disk drive, the single-sided option should also be shaded. Choose the double-sided option if you are using the Atari SF314 disk drive. To change the option, click on the option space and the shading will reverse. Once you have made your selection, click on the Format button and your disk will be formatted. A working box will follow the formatting process. When the disk is formatted, you will see the following dialog box. If your disk does not have 357,376 bytes available, the disk is defective. Place a new disk in the drive and format it. Click on the OK button and you will be returned to the Format box. If you don't want to format another disk, click on the Exit button and return to the GEM desktop. The View menu allows you to display your files by icon or text and sort by name, date, size, or file type. When displaying a file, the check mark in front of the option indicates how the display is set. To modify the file display, select the option you want by clicking on it. When you turn on your 520ST system, two floppy disk icons are displayed. Each disk has a smaller identifier, a letter, and an icon label. You can change the identifier, remove the disk icon, or add a disk icon by using the Install Disk Drive option. Select a disk icon, then select the Install Disk Drive option. This dialog box will be displayed. To change the disk identifier or icon label, point at the item you want to change and click the left mouse button. Press the backspace key to erase the current name and type in the new name you wish. After changes have been made, click on the Install button. To save the changes made using the Install Disk Drive option, use the Save Desktop option. To provide convenience and ease of use, the Install Application option allows the user to load an application program and an associated data file with a single open function. Check your ST user manual for more details. The Set Preferences option lets you determine how the ST computer will interact with you through the prompts and dialog boxes, and what resolution your monitor display will be in. The first two options, Confirm Deletes and Confirm Copies, determine if the 520ST computer will prompt for confirmation before making a copy or deleting a file. You can set up the warning system to suit your own needs. The third selection, Select Screen Resolution, allows you to select one of three screen resolutions, low, medium, or high. With the Atari SM124 monochrome monitor, you can select only high resolution. With the Atari SC1224 RGB color monitor, you can select either medium or low resolution. Click OK when preferences have been selected. To save all your modifications on the GEM desktop, use the Save Desktop option. Click on the option and the modifications are saved. Print Screen. This option prints the screen, including the mouse pointer, on a graphics printer. Click on the option to activate the Print Screen function. One of the many strengths of the ST personal computer is its ability to entertain. To demonstrate how to load a program or application, we will use the popular arcade game Joust. We will begin by inserting the disk which contains the program. Next, select the disk icon marked A. Move pointer to the File pull-down and select Open. The disk window will open, revealing the contents of the disk. Now we will select the file Joust PRG from the Open Disk window. Finally, select Open from the File pull-down. The computer will clear the desktop and display the program name that is being loaded into the memory. Soon, the title screen of Joust will appear. With a joystick connected to the ST, we are now ready to engage in battle with the evil enemy. Only skillful navigation will prevent our death. May the Force be with us. Now that we have explored the merits of gamemanship, let us turn our attention to a more serious use of the Atari ST. Since it is always a good idea to power down after such uses, we will turn off the computer, wait a few seconds, and then turn it on again. This procedure ensures a clean start for our next task. To begin, let's insert the disk with the word processing program First Word. Select the disk icon marked A. Again, the disk window will open, revealing the contents of the disk. This time, we will select the file First Word Program. In a few moments, the screen will show a dialog box prompting us for a file name. At this point, the file name can be selected by pointing and clicking the mouse button or by typing a new document name on the keyboard. When we have made our selection, click on the OK button and the document will open within the word processor. In the word processor, through the use of the mouse and keyboard, a document can be drafted and tailored according to your preference. Since the scope of this video is to introduce you to the basics of the ST, we suggest that you consult with the word processing manual and tutorial for a detailed discussion on this subject. You have reached the starting point for learning about your Atari 520ST computer system. But before you begin to experiment with your computer, let's take some time to learn how to operate and care for the system. There are some basic things you should know about computer care. Wipe off components with a moist, lint-free cloth. Keep all parts of the system out of direct sunlight and away from intense heat. Never use household solvents or cleaners on the computer or components. Keep liquids away from the work area. Avoid smoking near your computer system. Don't move the system any more than is necessary. Avoid dusty or greasy work areas. Most of the information which you will load into your 520ST computer will be stored on the 3.5-inch micro floppy disks. Combined with a disk drive, you can load information into the computer and store programs or data which you create yourself. Like the components of your computer system, micro floppy disks require a certain amount of care. Please note, never force a disk into a drive. To remove a disk, simply push the eject button. Never remove a disk while the busy light is on. Never place disks near any source of magnetism, monitor, television, electric motor, or telephone. Avoid placing the disks near sources of heat or moisture. Never touch or clean the surface of the disk. Never leave the disks in direct sunlight. Your 520ST mouse will last through many years of use if you treat it properly. Don't drop the mouse or allow it to hang by its tail, and make sure the surface on which you use the mouse is as smooth and clean as possible. You'll need to clean the mouse from time to time. This is a simple operation. 1. Turn the computer off. 2. Turn the mouse upside down. 3. Place 2 fingers on the arrow symbols on either side of the roller, opening on the bottom of the mouse. Push down and away from you until the panel drops out. 4. Hold one hand over the mouse and turn it over so that the ball drops into your hand. 5. Use a clean, soft, and dry cloth to wipe the ball clean. Never use cleaning fluid or lint-creating tissue. 6. Gently blow into the ball cavity to get rid of any dust. 7. There are 3 rollers inside the ball cavity that must periodically be cleaned. With a sharp instrument, such as a flathead screwdriver, scrape the surface of each roller until they are clean. 8. Replace the ball in its housing, then reinsert the retaining panel. The keyboard is a vital input device that you will learn to master in due course. Combined with your mouse, it gives you the ability to run just about every type of software program conceivable. The 520ST computer keyboard is similar to those familiar office tools, the typewriter and the calculator. But the 94 keys on the computer keyboard offer advanced calculating and editing opportunities. The special function keys are designed to streamline many procedures used in software programs. The letters of the alphabet on the 520ST computer are arranged exactly the same as on a typewriter. Press a key to create a lowercase letter. If the Shift key is held down, uppercase letters will result. Pressing the Return key moves the cursor to the beginning of the next line. The number and symbol keys have 2 different characters on the key tops. Pressing either a number or symbol key produces the lower character on the key. When Shift is pressed, the upper character appears. Press the Caps Lock key to produce uppercase letters without the Shift key. Press Caps Lock again to return to lowercase. The Caps Lock key only affects the letters of the alphabet. Numbers and symbols are not shifted when Caps Lock is on. The cursor controls move the cursor around within a window in such applications as word processing. Check your ST user manual for more details. The calculator keypad holds the numbers, arithmetic symbols, and Enter key. They are arranged in standard calculator fashion for convenience and speed in number-oriented work. The Shift key has no effect on these keys. Enter performs the same functions as the Return key when you use the calculator pad. The function keys are used in software programs to perform specialized procedures. The Control key, like the Shift and Alternate keys, is held down to change the meaning of a character. Refer to the manual for each software program to learn what these keys do. There are a number of Atari peripheral items which you will very likely wish to purchase as you get more and more involved with your 520ST. For example, an Atari printer to give you hard copies of the things which you create, an Atari modem with which you can communicate via the telephone to other computers, a musical keyboard which allows you to create music, and of course, joysticks to help you sharpen your hand-eye coordination and your reflexes. Feel free to refer to this videotape at any time. Our intention is to give you a good general knowledge of the Atari 520ST and how to use it. You will find a good deal of further information in the operator's manual which you have received with your computer. You are now on your way to experiencing the world of the Atari 520ST computer system. A world of challenge, productivity, and enjoyment.